I smell a new bit coming on. Dirty Diorama. That sounds like a nickname you'd get from being at the train club for too long. Oh yeah, that's Dirty Diorama Dan over there. He does his dioramas dirty, but they look so dang good. I don't know why I'm giving him some sort of redneck accent, but hey, I think it's all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. How are you? My name is Timmy D, and today is another Magazine Monday. Welcome in to the Magazine Monday. Let's not get some glare already. We're starting out with glare. Let's not get it. But let's turn on the blue lights. This is what we're going to be doing today. Obviously, we are looking through a model railroader binder. Now, back in the day, you had these things called magazine protectors or binders, magazine binders. And, as you could see, they had these little metal pieces right in here that would go down your various centers. You'd go down the center fold of the magazine. You could see how it goes down the center fold of the magazine. And that way, you had access at any given time to all the information in the world, pre-internet, like an Encyclopedia Britannica. That's what we're doing today. We're going to be taking a look because of, I know it's been a couple days now. Look at that, August 77, one doll hair. Only one doll hair to purchase this magazine. And model railroading is fun, so I like how they put that in there. And then also on top of that, we have the President of the United States, the official presidential seal for this man, the peanut farmer, Mr. Carter, who did a lot of philanthropic work, which I'm a huge fan of. And, say what you want to say about the fella, but we're all human. And, what are they going to say when we pass? I don't know. Hopefully people go, he loved spray paint. And he was a good model railroader. And loved his kids, loved his wife, and tried not to start any strife. See what I did there? I did something called rhyming. I've never seen this paint scheme. But that is really stinking cool. It looks like a Liberty Bell, almost. Either that or I don't know what they were going for there. So much that you learn about not only railroading, but just history itself when you start digging through old magazines. It really was a sign of the times. You could really grasp a look, a feel, a vibe of what was going on at this time in history. And for instance, this nice little plain old train station, Jimmy Carter Presidential Campaign Headquarters. Well, that's pretty neat. Plain station. And it pretty much says, here, let's take a look at this. I'll read it for you guys really quick. In 1888, during the last year of President Grover Cleveland's last term, a little-known railroad, the American Preston and Lumpkin. I'm sorry. The American and Blumpkin. It's Lumpkin here. You can see it says Lumpkin. It's not Blumpkin. But if you know, you know. I'm sorry. Let me get my shit back together. All right. Built a rather ordinary-looking freight house in a little Georgia town. The event was little noted. The small town continued to receive little notice, except perhaps from the local townsfolk, until a native son, destined to become the 39th President of the United States, leased it for use as his campaign headquarters in 1975. Good band, 1975. Yeah, mate. I don't want nobody if I hit it, want it, it's nobody else. So anyways, he started his campaign headquarters at the 1975. And they made good music. That's like messed up history right there. Jimmy Carter's campaign for the election to the presidency has put Plains, Georgia on the map and has made the Plains a railroad station, the best known small town station in the United States. So this seems to be a nice little, haberdashery of information, and they even have some drawings here, and obviously the peanut farmer. Yuck. and give you a nice little cutout, which I'm actually going to utilize this. Look at that. Seaboard coastline. Full size if you're in 164. Full size for 187. Jeez, that's tiny. You can't even. Whoosh. That's what she said. But for reals, that is tiny. And then if you're doing a nice little 148 or 1/4 or O scale, give it the O. Ooh. And then you can see, obviously, here we're looking at it. This says N scale size, so this would be the footprint of the station if we're in N scale, which is still pretty damn big, because a Jeep 30 would be about. Let's see, that's about Jeep 30 is about that long, so at least 60 foot, right? That's how big a Jeep 30 is. I don't know. GP 30. Sorry, for all the people that need to know the layman's terms. GP standing for what? General purpose. And look at this. My angel is a centerfold. My blood runs cold. Memory has just been told. My angel is a centerfold. Angel's a motherfucking centerfold. And the plain old plain station. This looks like it's a nice... I would say... What is this? Probably O scale? Are they doing this in O scale? Let's take a look. Ah! Full size. 148th modeling. 148 scale we all know is O scale. And then we go down to half an O, which is actually 187th. So, just in case you're wondering, I guess, God, 148 scale would actually be, if you're going to half an O. I guess, I mean, if you're cutting it down to 1/4 inch and you're going to 1/8 inch, every foot in O scale is a 1/4 inch. Every foot in HO scale is 1/8 of an inch. There we go, baby. And if you didn't know, now you know. Modelers. Look at that. That is one fold out. I need to do like some, you know what? I need to like take pictures of this and then post a link to where you could find some of these cutouts, because this is just phenomenal. Or do like scans of these things so people could get some real stuff. And then on the other side, you get a full thing of Norfolk and Westerns, Class E2, and this is number 587, or sorry, 578. That's my dyslexia coming out. It's all good. 578 Norfolk and Western. Beautiful piece of equipment. I always find it so interesting, even though they had certain classes of locomotives, each one truly had its own personality. Most engines do. I mean, when you drive your car, you know, I mean, in this day and age, maybe not so much so, but back in the day, cars had personalities. You know what? For some reason, the carburetor just never worked right on my car. Like, I go through carburetors like water. I don't know. That's just something that you would have used to said. Would have used to could said. Hey, man, that's something you used to could have would have could have said. Anyways, I really like this right here. They're kind of keeping it presidential themed. So there's campaign headquarters. Let's see if we could zoom in enough. United States Post Office. Okay, USPS. Really cool. If you go down to the Model Railroad Museum down in Balboa Park in San Diego, there is one of the most inspirational pieces of model railroading there in my history as a model railroader. And I've got to take some video of this, and I'm going to talk about it actually in an upcoming episode. I'm just going to go down there. We're going to take a look at it, and I'm going to talk about this little inspirational piece of model railroading. And what it is it's right out in El Centro. Okay, let me help you out. If you're not from California, you just go, okay, there's a spot on the layout called El Centro. If you're from California and you know where El Centro is generally, if you're a Southern California native, but yeah, El Centro is a spot on the layout, but El Centro, they're modeling El Centro out in the Imperial Valley. So if you know where the Imperial Valley is, it's a little bit south of the Salton Sea. It kind of starts with the Salton Sea, and then you get down in the Imperial Valley. Actually, fun fact, a lot of your romaine and iceberg lettuce is grown there. So if you purchase romaine or iceberg lettuce, take a look at where it's grown. And if it don't say Mexico, it's a product of El Centro. All right, let's take a look at this. I really like this. I'm going to turn this sideways. Let's take an overview. Let's take a layout at a glance. The Whitehall Valley Junction Railroad. You've got different structures. You've got the Long Bell Hotel, Libby's Cafe, the post office, F&F Garage, and gas station, Valley Junction Station, trade crew shed, repair crew shed, and outhouse, Town and Country Supplies, Town and Country Supplies Building 2, W and VJ water tank. VJ? If you don't know, you can't afford it. Valley Coal Company Mine and Triple, Nellie's Nations and Dry Goods Foundation and Burnt Building. Okay, so pretty much what we got here is just us doing the overview of a bunch of townhomes downtown. Oh man, I just ripped the page. Oh well, who cares? It happens. It's paper. It's old. I love this F7. Look at this old Athearn. It's not even Athearn. That almost looks like a Mantua kit. Or a Bowser. Or a Stewart Hobbies. Hang on. I really can't tell. I really cannot. Look at that. How times have changed the day. Can you imagine the way the technology must have felt to people when they first, you had train kits that not only had lights in them, but all of a sudden resistors, capacitors, and all that kind of shit started making the lights strobe. Boo, 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 boo. And you started being able to have micro lenses, and it got down to the point where you were using incandescent bulbs that were, 0.5 volt, 1.5 volt, 3 volt, different color lenses, something else. But having said that, you look at some of these structures, and I will finish up my story by saying, go down to the El Centro area of the San Diego HO modelers layout, the San Diego Club, pretty much. And, ooh, that looks really cool. Look at that. Very... God, that's got to be plastic right there. That's got to be a Bachmann kit that's been reworked, but you could see crappy horn, crappy fans on top. Yeah, that's definitely old school Bachmann. Old school Bachmann had these weird things where they're like, it almost looked like they pressed a frying pan into the top, and that was their fans. Even though if you go back through history or historical pictures, they look nothing like that. It was like somebody just kind of like, this is the idea that I think a fan looks like, and that's what it's going to look like. Anyways, but that looks really cool. Point being is, down at the San Diego HO Scalers, you have the La Mesa Model Railroad Club, and then you have the San Diego Club, which models San Diego. I mean, really, one of the best models of downtown San Diego. They're still putting it together, but if you're looking at San Diego at the turn of, I guess you would say World War II, pre-World War II, like 1936 to 1960, when they still had the Impossible Railroad out there. You got a great model of the Goat Canyon Trestle, which I believe was, it wasn't even like the club moved it. Somebody did a model of it and they moved it over to that club. Don't quote me on that, but take a look. Do your own due diligence and research. This prototype car building contest. All right, let's go. It's on. Prototype car building contest. Jesus. Look at these. Okay, here we go, man. We're going to start out. We're going to start building something. There we go by 10 a.m., by 11 a.m., here's our cruise, and by 1 p.m. in the afternoon, we got that. This is a finished byproduct, I guess, or finished product? Byproduct. Yeah, when I eat a burrito, what ends up in the toilet is a byproduct. All right, let's look at, believe me, fellas, the lichen up here makes the most gorgeous scratch trees. Or lichen, whatever you want to call it. The joke is they had to climb this really high mountain to scrape the moss off this rock, because this lichen or however you want to pronounce it, I don't even know. To me, the word lichen is something out of a underworld movie with the werewolves getting down to business and taking their pain out on some vampires. But anyways, that's a good look at the plain old plane station from Georgia, Jimmy Carter Station. What a great little magazine Monday. And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. But like I said, I know it's taken me a while to finish up this story, but go down to that one strip of road that's right up against the glass, and you'll see a barber shop. and take your camera and go to the right and go to the left and take some pictures, take some video of that section of track down at the San Diego Model Railroad Museum at the San Diego Model Railroad Club over in the El Centro area. But start at the barbershop and go to the right and the left. And that little strip was the pretty much influenced me on how you can take little pieces of cardboard, shoebox, cut it out, paint it, and make your own structures and make it look damn good. All right, everybody have a wonderful day. And until the next time, just remember the most important signal you get is going to be your next one. My name's Timmy D. You're going to join us the next time on Railroads and Rock and Roll very soon because we're going to be doing some new episodes coming up. But until then, rock and roll.